Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to PA Street Team. For those of you that are new here, my name is Derek. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and also that notification bell so you can keep up with my latest content. Today, before I dig into the video, I wanted to take a quick minute to thank you all so much. I recently just hit the 1,000 subscriber mark here on my channel. Super stoked about it, and was almost immediately approved for monetization by YouTube, which also was like another reason to be stoked. I can't wait to see what the future holds for the channel. I am going to be doing a lot more videos about the R32 coming up. Lots of fun projects, some little, some not so little, as we kind of wind into the colder weather. And yeah, car shows are pretty much done for the season. I'm sure that Cops, Cars, and Coffee is going to have like a winter event like they did last year. The show where I wrapped my car in wrapping paper. But yeah, so with that said, it's given me that opportunity to kind of dig into some projects that I've been wanting to work on and kind of show you guys the progress as we go along. But I'm going to quit rambling because I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. Seeing the channel continue to grow and all the social media platforms grow as well shows me that you guys appreciate what I'm doing and that it's not all just in vain. So thank you for that, and let's get started. Alright, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to be showing you a new project, although it's not really new to me. I've had it forever, and it's not really a project, so I might be branding this incorrectly. But before I really start digging into the R32 and the projects I want to do there, I want to take care of my daily driver. So let me show you that, and we'll talk about it a little. Right here you can see my PT Cruiser GT in all of its glory. This is my daily driver. It is my workhorse. And as you can see, just from looking at it, she's a little beat. You have some issues on the hood and the front end with that mid-2000s clear coat issues that a lot of the Chryslers and Plymouths came with. I know I used to see a ton of Dodge Neons with the problems. Previous owner, I believe the front bumper on this car was originally yellow. You can see it's kind of all chipped up. I had plastied up the grille silver at one point when I first bought the car. I spent about $2,700 on this car about a year and a half ago after I was in a car accident and just needed a car. And I am super hard on daily drivers just because of DJing and my 9-to-5 job and different traveling I do. But it's getting to the point with this car right now where it's getting a little embarrassing to drive, more so on the driver's side, because the bumper's hanging off and actually is being held on by duct tape right now. Now, I am quite proud of myself for finding a pretty close match in duct tape to the color of the car. But the reason for that is recently, a couple months ago, I was driving through a construction zone and they had shaved part of the road away to repave. And then typically when they do that, at the end when it gets back to the normal road surface, there's like a transition ramp, and then that brings you back onto the road. Well, unfortunately, it had been raining that day, so a huge section of the transition ramp had washed away, leaving it basically like a curb. And it happened really fast, and myself and about 6 other vehicles were immediately impacted. I had no time to swerve or anything because it is a pretty narrow stretch of 2-lane highway, and I ended up hitting right into essentially a curb that was about, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches high at about 65 miles per hour, which ended up breaking 2 of my driver's side wheels and also popping both tires. So that's the reason why it has these wheels on it. Yeah, they're made by a company called Achtung. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's A-C-H-T-U-N-G. And I like them. They've got kind of like a hot rod effect, but more so than anything, when I bought them on Tire Rack, they came with the tires and they were 82% off. So couldn't really beat that. So before anybody starts saying, well, your car has nicer wheels than it does the car, yeah, you're probably right, but they were also super cheap. So I'm not mad about it. So yeah, lots of projects to do. I want to fix the bumper. I want to get the front end kind of cleaned up, and I have a fun project for that. Also, another project I really want to take care of is this rear bumper. The office where I work at for my day job, I'm actually in their parking lot right now because it's real close to my house. Tractor trailers have to swing into our loading dock and it gets a little tight. So I believe the bottom edge of a trailer, the kind of step up, hit my bumper. And the only reason I know that is because I saw another truck about a week later almost do the exact same thing. So that is my theory for how that happened. But yeah, just some projects to kind of, you know, update and refresh the daily a little bit. It's not going to be a show car. It's nothing like that. That's why I say it's not even really a build. But I just want to not be so embarrassed when I drive it. So yeah, it's been a pretty good car for me. It's the PT Cruiser GT, which has the turbocharged motor that the SRT4 Neons came with. So not a fast car, not a super stylish car. I mean, I know these PT Cruisers have kind of a cult following, and I really like this one. It does well for carrying my equipment and stuff. But yeah, it just needs some love. So I think that's going to be kind of the main focus of the next couple of videos. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, let's get started with project number 1. Alright, so first project is getting the bumper adjusted and kind of back on the car. Looking at the driver's side of the car, there was a lot of damage to the inside plastic and things from that same accident that affected the wheels. So I'm going to use the passenger side as a template for getting the front side or the driver's side correct. And my solution for this, because I don't want to spend a lot of money on this car doing these small projects. I apologize for the wind, by the way. It is extremely windy out today. But my solution is a quick release kit. These are gaining more and more popularity every day, and they're actually really affordable. I got this kit for I believe about $15 on Amazon, and that included the shipping. So, and I chose red. Normally I would have chosen blue or silver or black, but the front end of the car is not going to be staying blue. That's kind of a hint to an upcoming project for how I'm going to address all the clear coat issues on the front. But the red will make sense then. So yeah, I'm going to install this, and basically what you do is you drill a hole into the fender and then one into the bumper, and then this rubber band will go between these two metal circles here, and it kind of just holds it together and puts pressure on it. Originally these were meant for race cars where they need to take body panels on and off quick, but it's quickly found its way into the mainstream in the car show scene, so it's something that I thought was going to be a quick, inexpensive solution for this problem. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to drill the 2 holes here. I have to pull off a couple bolts on the inside of the fender liner to get that loose, but then I'm going to put a hole here, and then one here, and then we'll install them. And then I'm going to take a piece of paper and kind of trace this design and make kind of indents in the paper from where the holes are so I can match it on the other side. So let's get started. Alright guys, so it's installed. Getting behind here is not fun. I actually wasn't able to use the washer because it's sheet metal behind here. I thought it was plastic. I thought it was part of the holding mechanism for the headlight, but it's actually the sheet metal from the fender. So they don't make it easy on you. There's not a lot of access back here. If you can get like a couple fingers back in this little tiny channel, you can get the back nut on it. But, yeah, the back nut. But they definitely don't make it easy on you. But at least we're on. It's nice and snug. I think that'll work well. And then all this yellow stuff will be taken away when I do the new front end. New front end is going to be red, and that's as much of that as I'm going to give away. And there's a method to the madness. So I'm going to put the rest of this fender liner back on after I say a couple curse words about how difficult that was. And then we're going to move over to the other side and do it all over again. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, so we are onto the driver's side. As you can see, it has a lot of issues. It's sliding down. I need to get these pins back into place, take all this duct tape off. I'm not going to worry so much with the residue today because that's going to be a bit of a project for when I sand the whole front end. So anyway, I'm going to get doing that, and then I'll start doing the installation on the quick connects. Okay, so it's finished. I can tell you right now it was a lot more involved of a process than I thought it would be. I had assumed, quite wrong on my part, that it was just going to be a couple of drilled holes and then a couple nuts and bolts and I was going to be finished. But it actually turned out being pretty involved, mostly because of the way that the PT Cruiser is constructed. Because they use that front sloping front end right around the headlights and stuff, it's kind of a labyrinth of sheet metal and plastic. So it was a little bit of a challenge to navigate it, but we did get it on. So let me show you. Here's the driver's side. As you can see, I doubled up on the bands because the kit came with 4, I think, for that very purpose. Or maybe just so you have extras, but I figured the extra tension wasn't going to hurt. I have the bottom one on like normal, and then the top one I gave a twist just to provide a bit more tension. It is kind of pulling back a bit, but at least it's safer to drive now than the duct tape was. And like I said, all this residue from the duct tape and stuff and all this clear coat peeling is all going to be taken care of in a future video. And then the passenger side really didn't have an issue, but I wanted it to match because I thought that would have looked wonky. So I put on 2 on this side as well, and it seems to be doing the trick. So yeah, like I said, it's just my daily driver. I know that if I was going to do anything to it, it would definitely need lowered. I mean, there's like a hole, you could fist that back wheel gap. I mean, it's ridiculous. Which also leads me to another project I want to handle, which is fender rust. Now this rust here looks to just be surface at the moment, but I really want to take care of that. And funny enough, it's the exact same problem on the other side, just in a slightly different area. That looks a bit worse, but I'm hoping it's just surface at this point. If not, we'll figure it out. But yeah, so that is my PT Cruiser, Project PTGT, I guess, if you want to give it a project name. And I'm quickly losing daylight today because we rolled the clocks back this morning. So it was cool because I got an extra hour of sleep, but now it's killing daylight. So yeah, I'm going to head home after I run some errands and start working on some videos for you guys. So thank you so much for watching my channel. Again, thank you so much for 1,000 subs, and I can't wait until we hit the next milestone. But until then, take care, have a great evening.